So I want to piggyback off something I mentioned in the video of men needing to apologize. And the reason why I want to elaborate further on something I mentioned is because it needs to be said. You know what? The truth is often right there in front of you, but if you don't say it out loud, people really won't register with it. We're really conditioned to just accept things and be indoctrinated and to just go along and get along. But I want to say something. I said something about a man not having a schedule. And when I played that video back, I looked back on my life and I looked back on some of the experiences of meeting women in my life and their relationships, and some of the most flawed, tragic tales that I've heard have been associated to men just being filled with nothing but time and testosterone. A man without a schedule is a dangerous man. A man, let's up the ante. A man unsubmitted to Christ and the he has nothing going on. He has nothing to do. What do you think this man is doing? You need to get you a man with some business about himself. A man out here with no job and no successful running business is more than likely going to be the worst man you've ever dealt with, because there is a lead from that leads to a lot of different things, and it's instability, no security. Just think of the women that are in my age group that are dating men like this. We, if we're blessed enough, we're going to be in our 60s in a minute. So right now we still have our agility, right? So just imagine a man being in his 40s, no schedule, nothing going on. He doesn't have a 401k. He doesn't have an IRA. He doesn't have a 401a. He doesn't have like any dental, medical, vision. He doesn't have any life insurance. So what's going to happen if you decide as a woman in your 40s to lock in with a man with no schedule? When y'all get in y'all 60s, there is not going to be a pension or social security. And where is that going to leave you as a woman? You got to think about these things. Security and getting to the bag is not the same thing. You know, you can make all the money in the world, but if you don't have security, when you lose your agility, how are you going to be able to make the money? You know, a man that is living a life that's not honest doesn't have anything to give you. He doesn't have anything for you at all. There was a time in the 90s when there was like this theme that was going around by Black women. It was on the Maury Povich show. It was on the Ricky Lake show. It was on the Jerry Springer show. And I just remember Black women with their asymmetrical haircuts getting up there and rolling their neck and saying, I ain't dating no man without a job. There was a whole campaign. There was a song. And the song was, you got to have the chorus of the song was, you got to have a job if you want to be with me. Black women were serious about men being gainfully employed. And what did they do? They countered that perspective by saying Black women didn't want to be there for them, and that Black women, they also countered that perspective by dismantling the Strong Black Woman campaign that Black women were on, that Oprah Winfrey supported. So see, this is around the time that they started attacking Oprah, because she proudly declared that she was a strong Black woman, and she would bring strong Black women onto her show who would also say they were strong Black women. And so like right around this time, men started attacking that narrative, and they dismantled it along with dismantling Black women saying, hey, I won't date you. I won't get to know you unless you have a job, because they started saying stuff like Black women don't want to see our potential. Black women think they're better than us. Black women don't know how to stand by their man. Black women are masculine. Black women don't want to be our peace. Black women don't want to give me a chance when I'm working hard to better myself. And so this unhealthy allegiance to losers was bred. And now Black women are with men that wake up every day with no schedule, and they pocket watch other men. They keep up with the men that are sitting high, like on that patriarchal infrastructure, and they are dominating other men. Because you got to understand, a man wants to dominate other men. But when he can't do that, guess where he's headed? He's headed your way. Men want to dominate other men. That is what they want to do. But when they can't do it, they head towards the women and the children. See, you can never mistake being chose by men like this as them respecting you or loving you. No, more than likely a man that would choose you that's in this positioning respect some woman from his past that kicked him to the curb. But because you sit and listen to him talking about her all the time, about these women from his past that he was a victim to, a whole grown man saying he was a victim to women and they did him wrong. He couldn't corral them. He couldn't provide proper leadership to any of these women. So he was their victim. So you listen to that and you believe when it says more about him that he was not able to effectively lead any woman. So it's all a bunch of hogwash. All of it. I don't think we put emphasis on these men being filled of nothing but time and testosterone enough. What are you doing with your day? What do you have going on? What's happening? You get what I'm saying? What's up? All of this needs to be talked about. Because what are you doing? You're a man. You're supposed to have some business about yourself. So I think that there needs to be a greater reflection, right? A greater sense of understanding what's going on. Don't ever be the woman that argues with your intuition. Don't sit up and think, well, how did I end up with this man? Why didn't I see him from the gate? You didn't see him, so what? You see him now, get gone. The only thing you can do in the face of truth when it isn't in your best interest is to pivot. You don't internalize and say, why didn't I see this from the beginning? That's what they want you to do. They want you to doubt yourself. They want you to doubt your abilities. So now it's once again your fault that they're trash. You know, we have moved away from men fishing, hunting, doing all the things. And it's like, okay, fine. You don't want to fish and hunt, but you don't want to have a job. You don't want to have a successful running business, a brick and mortar. You are lazy. And I don't know about you guys, but being called lazy is a horrible thing to be identified as. That is a horrible character trait to have. You know what? More thought needs to be put into these men literally waking up without anything to do every day. That is absolutely insane. More thought needs to be put into that. God bless you.